The prerequisite for that is very simple. We need to have one finished material. We need to have one raw material. We need to have bill of material and all that things. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll quickly get any running bill of material that is there in the system. So CS 03, I'll just check because this is the finished material we have created for long-term planning specially. And this is the raw material required for that. So that is fine for me. Okay. And we have one routing and one production version for that. Now just let's start with the process. First thing, let's say we are having a future demand and we need to analyze it. Okay, I'll put the future demand in the system MD01, sorry, MD61. And for this finished material, I'm putting a demand for next year. Let's say from 1st of January to 31st of January, 31st December. And this is at an active version, correct? So I'm putting a demand here like 100, that is fine. I know 100 is fine. Here I'll put 100. But as we discussed, in the month of December, we do have a demand of 800. Okay. And here also let's say 100. Here also 100. Maybe here also 100. Here also 100. I'll put some more demand here also so that we'll have some more constraint. Okay. So this is what demand at an active version. Now I don't know, unless and until I'm not running MRP in the system, I cannot understand what are the different constraints, what are the capacity constraint, in which month there will be the problem for my planning or doing the things, right? So unless and until I'm not doing real MRP run, we will not get information from the system. Now for that, what SAP is saying, okay, in that case, you have an option, right? You can create your long-term planning scenario where you can identify the capacity constraint, and based on that, take action and go ahead with the planning. Okay. Now, what is the thing that you need to do? You need to create one planning scenario. Now, I can create a planning scenario with directly 00 version and I can do the simulation on that. But if there is any changes in my plan, then user has to go or planner has to go to that plan manually and he has to do the changes, right? So this is not also good for me. So what we will do, we will try to copy the demand that is there at active version to first inactive version. Okay, how to do it? The transaction code is /nms I guess 64. Okay, I'll put it there and after that. Okay, this is the plant. Here I can put my finished material. From where to where I am going to copy, from 1st of January to 31st of December. From which version we are going to copy? From 00 to 0003. You can create any version for your simulation. Right now this is 03, so I'm putting it as 03. You can just configure any version. Then here you can say, okay, your target version is active or not. It should not be active, otherwise it will impact on your whole planning process. So I'm saying, okay, it's not active. And here I'll untick it, no database changes. So this is in a simulation. Just hit enter and say execute. So it's saying, okay, oh, it's not copied. 0 to 03 requirement plant. This is finished material, right? It's not copied. Just a minute, because planning scenario is not there. Maybe first we need to create MS31 planning scenario. Okay, with that inactive version. So you can give the planning scenario like this way. So there are so many planning scenarios already available. I have created some of them. So I'll give one running number 104 and 104. First, we need to create a planning scenario. So we are at this step. Okay, this step, planning scenario for. So I'll say planning scenario for TJ03. Okay, here I am saying, okay, it's a long-term planning, done. Now here I'm saying, okay, I'm creating a planning scenario from January 21 to December 21, right? And here you need to give the BOM selection ID. It should be 01. That means first BOM first routing, and activation, it should be normal available capacity, this thing. Now, once you do this, you need to click on the PIR, plan independent requirement, or you can simply click on a F5. Okay, go here. Now here you need to add that version, on which version you want to do the planning. So here is the add entry tab. Here I'm saying, okay, I'm going to do the planning at 03 version. Okay, confirm. Then you need to add the plant. In which plant? Okay, my plant number is TJ03. Confirm. Then finally you need to release the planning scenario. I'll just release it, saying okay, done immediately. Now it has copied all the materials in that planning scenario for that inactive version. Now the next step is I need to copy. If you go to MD63 as of now, okay, simply go to the MD63 and check your plan at all active and inactive versions. Okay, I'll just check it. I'm just checking the plan, right? It's not 00. I'm clicking on all active and inactive version. Let me see. Okay, now your plan is at active version, that is 00, correct? I'll keep this open and I'm going to the next step, that is MS64, where I'm copying the plan from active version to inactive version, so that I'll do the simulation, everything, correct? I'll not touch my standard plan. Now I'm going TJ03 plant here. I'll put the date from where to where I want to copy, from source version 00 to target version 03, right? It's a no database, target version is inactive, that is fine for me. And now copy it. It's not copying, I don't know. Just a minute. LTP FG. Just a minute. I'll try with 02. Let me check. This one is also not copying. This is the material. Just a minute, guys. Let me check. MS32. Let me check my planning scenario. Planning scenario is 1 to this. That is fine. Dependent requirements. Opening stock. No problem. Normal available capacity. My version is released. Everything is fine. So why is not copying? Okay. MS. It should copy actually. June 1st to 31st. Here we will try to do one thing now. I'll try to copy to a simulation one. This. Let me check for active. It's not copying. Simulation display from this at active version. I don't know why it is not copying. Are we giving all the information correct?
Do we need to enter source requirement plan also?
Source requirement plan, I think no. It's not needed basically. This is the pMRP plan which I have created earlier. So that I don't want to copy it. Copy configuration data target. Just a minute. No. Only detail list. Okay, what I'll do now, I'll check it later because source is not required here. Okay, this is the right one.
Thara sir,
Yes.
usually we are making the
Doing
simulation plan and then we are transferring to actual, right? But
no, no,
why
no.
we are doing reverse now?
See, actually, what I'm planning, I'm sorry, I'm planning to do the. Let me go back to the screen. Okay, what I'm planning, I want to do the planning at an inactive version. Okay, with all inactive, and I want to do everything here, and then I'm again going back to my the planning version. So that's how it should work. But anyway, what I'll do now, uh, I will do directly planning at an active version. Okay, because we have already active version, active plan, right? So instead of copying it here, I have created one planning scenario with 00 version. Okay, I'll create one planning scenario with 00 version. I'll not copy this thing now as of now, and I'll directly go for the planning. I'll check it later why it is not happening. Okay, just a minute. That is also fine. That's what I told you earlier. It's not a mandatory step anyway. So I'm again going to MS 32. I'm going to change the planning scenario what I have created. I'll cancel the release. Here I'm going to the PIR, right? Here I'll delete this PIR first, confirm. Again, I'll add my PIR with 00 version. It should be on a 00, I guess. Maybe I was wrong. Okay. Then go to the plant. Here you need to add the plant, confirm, then finally release and save it. Okay. Now it's done. Now what I'll do, I'll go to the MS02. That is my planning run. Next step. Okay. MS02. Here for my planning scenario 104, I'm doing the planning. Okay, it's the same planning what we used to do here earlier. That part is not actually covered in your MRP live. Okay, so still is separate. So what I'll do no one. That is fine. Let's run it. Let me check whether it is copying or not. It is doing something. Yeah, it has been planned now. Now system has done the planning for my finished material. Okay. And here I can see different plan orders are created. But if I go to MD04, you cannot see. You can see only dependent requirement. Okay, this is the actually that pMRP. We haven't changed that one, and we actually decided to go ahead with. Okay, I'll do one thing, guys. What I'll do, that is fine. I'll try to run, but anyway, we will complete this cycle and then I'll show you the different thing also. Okay. Now, if you see here in the MD04 list, there is no plan orders created for that material. But in the simulation mode, system has created the plan orders. Okay. I'll go back. I'll save that planning first. Go back. Now, you can simply go to MS04 and you can analyze what are the different plan orders are there. Okay, these are the different plan orders created by the system, right? Based on the demand what you have given. What is next? Next is you need to tell the purchase department what are the raw materials you required. Okay, here you simply put your planning scenario and just a minute. Here you can check at the first test mode. I'm just running this information. Okay. For purchase information record, run it. Okay, it's done. Go back and I'll remove this one and run it. Okay, save. Now it's done. Now once you do this, MS70, that is set up purchase information for the long-term planning. Correct? What is the next step that you need to do? You can simply get this transaction, get that information and send it to the purchase department. Just a minute, MSCC. MSEC or CE?
MSC, sir.
MSC.
No, MCEC, sir. Sorry.
MCEC. Okay, yeah. Here you can put your planning scenario, then other information, and you can just see this is from 1st of January to 12th of January. You can execute it. It's evaluated. No, just a minute. Standard price, moving price. Think 104 is my planning scenario, right? And no data exists. Why? There is something wrong. Actually, we choose some different select version. Material analysis is not coming up. Okay, let me see. First step is done. MS70 is done or not. Okay, maybe we. Okay, here test mode, no database changes. This has to remove. It's done. 4 it is showing me. Then MCEC. It has to copy all the information here. No, there is something wrong. Let me quickly do one thing. Okay. Version. Just a minute. MD61. I'll go and I'll check the plan what is there. Okay, I'll delete that plan. Yes, save. I'll create quickly from initial because I guess that was something different because it's already used material, so I don't know. Okay, there is no plan now. Session MS02. Okay, I'll rerun this. I'll just erase everything what is there. Okay. Yes. Okay. And now I'll go with initial step again. I'll create MD61 and I'm putting one plan from this month to this month with quantity 100, 100, 100. Here 400 I'll put it. Here 100, here 100, here 100, here 800. Okay, this is the plan there. I'll just copied it. Go back. Now I'll try to copy that plan to the inactive version first. Okay, MS64. MS64. Here I'll say from 1st of January to 31st. This material is correct. From version 01 to version 03, because 03 is the correct version. I know. Here I'm saying target version is not active. Remove this part. Yeah, so requirement plan actually earlier I have created for that pMRP. That is the reason it was not working. Maybe. Now copy it. Yes, now this is working fine. I'm sorry guys. Okay, so that part was actually, so what I'll do, I'll just remove this thing. Okay, what we did first planning at MD61 at active version. Now I'm planning, I'm copying that plan from active version to inactive version. Now let's say go ahead. Now that plan has been successfully transferred. Now if you go to MD63 and you check the plan for active as well as inactive version, you can see here. That's what actually I was supposed to do. Now see, there is a plan what we have already created, right? 400 and 800 here. And we just copied the same plan to 03 version also. All right. So that we will do our analysis and changes and everything here. If you really want to do the changes here and here, we will do it. And then after approval, maybe management approval, we will transfer this plan back to my active version so that my real planning will happen. Blue color real planning will happen as expected. Okay. Now I need to create one planning scenario. Correct. Now the planning scenario which already we created, we don't worry, we do no need to think on that. I'll create a fresh planning scenario that is MS31, enter. I'll create 105 planning scenario, what is a 03, exactly same. Here, I'll say, okay, for this and to this, dependent requirement should consider not, that is also fine for me. Bomb selection and putting it as 01, that is fine for me, enter. Then here, you know one thing, when we are creating a material master, we are putting the lot size and all that things to the material master. Let's say in our real planning, we are doing our planning on a weekly lot size. But when we are doing a long-term planning, if you want to choose different lot size, you have that facility available. You can choose here that in the long-term planning system should do the planning with EX. That means lot for lot order quantity. System should not group the purchase requisition based on a week. If you want, you can do it. So you can choose a different lot size while doing long-term planning. That facility is available. Also, there are some control parameters that if you want to switch the planning time frames, that you can do it. If you want to consider the sales orders, incoming sales order, if somebody has been punched for the future demand, do you want to consider that? That one also will get considered. But here what we are doing the planning for very future, because this is month of August and we are doing the long-term planning from January 21 to 31st of December in 21. So we are not supposed to consider all that points. So I'm not considering this thing. That's it. Then I'll go and click on the plan independent requirement. Here I need to give the version. At which version you are supposed to do planning. Now I'm saying it's a 03. Okay, because we already copied the plan from main version to 03. Same way, I'll go here and I'll add my plant. This is my plant. Enter, confirm. Finally, release and save. Done. Okay. Now let's go back to the next step. We have done PIR. We have copied this MS64, right? Then we have created, just a minute. Then we created the planning scenario by MS31. Now we are at this stage. So instead of doing MRP run at MS01, what I'll do, I'll run MRP at MS02 for the specific material, right? My planning scenario is 105, that is fine. Now here I'll do, anything is fine, done. Re-explode bomb and routing, fine. Yes, now system has planned the material. Let's check. Okay, now system has created exactly what I was expecting. System has considered the plan which is there at inactive version, correct? And it has planned the material, correct? Now we are at this stage. System has done the planning and created the, at my real version, there is no plan, right? Oh, sorry, here is my 05. This is MS04. I'm just checking the analyzing the plan what system has created for my future demands. Also, I'll do MS70 to transfer or to give the information to my purchase department that what is the raw material that you need to purchase from the vendor for that specific year, right? What I'll do, you need to go to MS70. Here you need to tell the planning scenario number that is 105. Based on that, okay, that is fine. I'll just do it on a test mode. Yes, now it is considering everything. Okay, I'll remove that thing, test mode, and execute it. Done, back. Now what is the next? You need to do MC EC. The transaction code was something different. MC EC. okay, for planning scenario 1. And here you need to tell which raw material. It's not for the finished material actually. It's for a raw material, correct? That is the reason it was not copying. Okay, from this month to this month for this raw material, I'm just checking what is the analysis. It's copied. Yes. Now it's saying, okay, for next year, this raw material you need 2100 total. Okay. Now if you drill down here, this one with month, it will say on which month this raw material is required with at what quantity, right? At the same time, if you go back and I'm sorry, I'm going back. No. Here you say standard price and moving average price, okay? And execute. Okay, it's not showing the price control. It will show you price here by, oh, sorry, select this, drill down with month material, that is fine. For this month, now, if you want to see what is the price for that raw material. So this many quantity, that is fine. I need to check what is the price, how much rupees need to required for that raw material. How we can see here, ad hoc basis, that is fine. That is also there only. You don't need to do analysis. MCEC. Here, standard price and moving price and purchasing organization, fine, this fine. Actually, it should show me the price also, okay? Just a minute. I don't know what is wrong. Switch drill down, that is fine. Then what is that? Time series. This is currency graphics. Just a minute, guys. Let me check. It's very simple. Okay, why it is not showing me? Okay, anyway, quantity is coming. Purchase, organization, vendor, and month-wise it is showing me. For this month, for which month, how much quantity is required. Okay, maybe last part is still remaining. So that is the reason it's not showing.
Sir, MS28.
MS28.
I think so. MS28.
No, that is fine anyway. We are just doing the, purchasing info records, okay, purchasing information. So what I'll do additionally, I'll do one thing, okay. New plan price, standard price, and moving price. What is that? Okay. Ad hoc evaluation. Yes, I'm sorry. Actually, there were so many now. Okay. You need to do the evaluation at an ad hoc basis, okay, for the PO value. Then you can drill down simply drill down it to the month wise and which month for that raw material, what is the value required, right? It's saying, okay, for this 100,000, 10,000, 10,000, here you need to have a $90,000 need to require in this month because you have a huge raw material requirement for this month. So that's how we can get this report from the SAP, okay, for that long-term planning, and we can send it to, yeah.
What you do for currency? What
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do?
I'll show you. So actually I was doing right, and okay. Yes, here you just clicked on the standard and moving price analysis, okay? And here ad hoc evaluation, because right now that maybe at that point in time, okay, when you actually run the go to the planning procedure, that time your raw material price could be something different, right? But as per the current raw material price and as per the current stock situation, maybe in future, if we'll consider the same raw material price will be there for next 1 year, that time it will give you one ad hoc information for that PO, like this much
Understood.
USD raw material you required to fulfill the demand. Okay, that
Okay.
all information that you will get it from your planning, this thing. Now MCEC, okay, I'll just put right now MCEC. Now we have checked this MS04, MS70, and we check MCEC also. Now this is done. Now what is that KSPP? We haven't yet checked about the capacity. Okay. Now what is the problem? I'll tell you here. This is very complicated. Okay. In just a minute. This is little complicated. How to check the capacity for my this finished materials on simulation mode? We have. I'll just finish the last part here. Okay, that is my KSPP. What is KSPP? By this report, you will tell to the controlling guy, okay, for this next year, because of this future incoming demand, this many activity costs that is supposed to book on the production. Setup, machine labor, there are different activities, correct? And that cost system will try to capture here, and it will give you for a specific cost center what is the activity cost required in future. Okay, I'll just execute it in the test mode. I'm just checking whether it is calculating correctly, but I hope it should calculate. Yes, 2 messages is saying, yeah, it has calculated. Okay, in the next year you need 6 hours of setup time, this much hours of your machine time, and this much hours of labor time. If you go back and try to run this, okay, I'll save it first. Now it's done. If you go back, oh sorry, and check here, not in the test control, basically I'm running it in the real for a plan, this thing. See, here is showing this many hours you required, right? The same way you will be able to capture the cost of that, how much cost actually required, correct? For that, how you will do? Going back and here, let me check transfer control. Okay, in 02. This is not required for me. Okay. It should show me here only. Go to analysis. Let me check. List expert. You can get the print and you can send it to the controlling department about this hours and all that part. That is fine. I'm just checking whether we can send the information to the controlling department about the cost also, but that somehow it is not there. So we can get the information how many hours we need to book in the production activity for next month. So this much information we are getting from the system, and we are just transferring it to the purchasing department or controlling department for that next month, next year, for that future demand. This is the thing going to happen, and this is the raw material requirement and finished material production plan and all that things. But if you identify, system has not given you an option to change anything over there. Okay, you need to manually go to the system, and this is the drawback of LTP. Okay, I'm just explaining you. Now we have run the long-term planning and we book the capacity and everything. If you go to the system and try to find out what is the capacity overload, okay, CM01, we have this machine. If you go here and enter, it will show you, okay, in this month there is no capacity overload because this is your standard capacity planning. In that case, we have two options. One is either you can check CM38, I guess CM38 or something else, I don't remember.
Yes, sir.
It should
Same.
be CM38, yeah. Here you can go and you can say, okay, for this planning scenario 105, I want to check the capacity availability. You can go inside and system will give you the capacity availability, but here it is showing till only 2020. So you can simply go back and you can change the profile for the selection profile, option profile. Here we have option profile of 24. I have created only, okay. For next 24 month, I want to see. Now it's showing you. See, in CM21, it's showing you the capacity which is there on your real plan orders based on your real plan. This is your simulation capacity. Sometimes you can have an option that you can go in your CM01 itself, go to the profile. Here you have a selection profiles, right? So if you go to the selection profile and here, if you choose the profile, which is actually for your, that thing, let me see, scenario, right? SAP A050. And if you run the CM01, this one, it will come like this. Yeah. So this is a CM01 only, correct? So within CM01 also, you can find out where is the capacity overload and all that things. Now this information you can easily get for the production people. They will go and check, okay, in this month, 10th, 9th, and 8th, and 4th, we have a capacity overload by 131%. We have only available capacity of 462 hours, but due to high demand, it goes to 603. Then in this month, we do have a capacity available 462. Due to high demand, it goes up. So that's how the planner can analyze the capacity, and based on that, in actual planning, either he will try to push the demand from here to here, correct? Or he will say, okay, this much material I cannot manufacture, so I cannot give it to you. So if that is the case, now here in long-term planning, planner has to do these things manually. Planner has to look into here, and accordingly he has to go to the your planning MD62, correct? And here at inactive version, before I'll go, okay, at inactive version, what he will do, he'll say, okay, in this month there is a high demand, in this month there is a high demand. Either he has to bifurcate that demand and manually push it here 50, here 50, here 50, and also here like that way. This thing he has to do manually here. He don't have that, and even he don't know if he will push the demand over there, what will be the capacity situation. So he has only two choices. Either he has to split the demand, or he has to add extra resource over there with 131 extra capacity. Here also one extra machine, here also one extra machine. That's what he has to take the decision based on the information given by long-term planning. So if you see, this is more tedious. So what I'll do, I'll just show you the last step, and then we will go ahead and we'll see what is the good things that is there in pMRP. Let's say planner has taken the decision, okay, this high demand, that is fine anyway. I'm going to produce with increasing the capacity of the machine. But for that, he is planning to change the demand. So what he will do, he'll go to MD62, where change the planning overview, sorry, not here, here, and say, okay, this demand, he want to split here 50, like 150, then 150, then here 150, and here finally 100. This much only I can produce. That's how he has split it up. Okay, let's say, and he saved it. Now again he has to go and rerun the planning, correct? Then only it will give him the correct results. What he has to do, he has to go back based on change demand. He has to check what is the situation. Again he has to go to MS02. He has to check, okay, based on change demand, what is the situation now. You can do like this. Okay, I'll say here adopt, delete and recreate planning data. Okay, and I'm again doing my planning run for that material. No, oh sorry, it's raw material we choose one. No, it should be FG. Okay, oh, insert 01. Okay. This many things planner has to do manually every time in the long-term planning. He has to create so many different planning scenarios and he has to check like this. Save. Again, go to the capacity planning overview, refresh it. Now there is something good. Now all capacity what was there for CM38, now it has been removed because he had changed the plan, correct? Now that looks perfect. But ultimately we are losing the customer demand here. But that's what planner has decided. Now planner want to go ahead with that change plan. That means we are here. Planner had taken the decision to change the demand. He had changed it, but now in the real MRP system, what system will do? System will do the planning with this thing, not with this, because this is at an inactive version. So what he need to do? He need to copy this plan from here to here back, correct? So how he will do? Again, the same transaction code MS64, right? And here at this time, what he'll say, okay, from here to here, now my source version is 03 because I have did the changes over there, and the target version is 00. Okay. Now my target version should be active. If I'll click it as inactive, then it will also get that indicator will get removed over there. I'll show you here once with inactive. Okay. Just copy it first. It has been copied. If you go to MD63 and check the demand plan, okay, I'll just show you here MD63, enter. From here to, I'll just put all the dates. See here, it has not yet copied, I guess. No, I'll go back. I'll again go back, and for FG02 from here to here, 3 to target 1. Okay, now again I'm copying it. It's copied. It should change now. Just a minute and refresh. No, not yet copied. I don't know why the transaction is not responding. I'll go back from here. Okay. Now what I'm doing, from here also I'm going back. There's so many screens open, so I'm confused. Okay, go back. Go back. I'm copying it from inactive version to active version. So what is my inactive version? Inactive version is 03. Target version is 00. Okay. I'll say target version is active, and from here to here, I just want to copy. Have I correct? Material is correct. Copy this thing. It's saying it's copied, successful transfer. Now go back. Go back. Now check the demand. I hope it should copy it. MD63. This is fine. All active inactive versions from 21. There is some problem while copying. I don't know. Yeah, but it's not yet copied, right? It's not yet copied. That's how he has to copy it. Actually, it's a very simple step. I don't know why it is not copying. And here he can compare with both the lines. That is also fine. 400, 100, 800. Just a minute, guys. Why it is not actually copying, I don't know. Okay, maybe simulation plan. It's not now. From source version 03 to target version 00. And here write history, no database changes. Okay, maybe I forgot this thing. It's a simulation, right? So maybe I forgot that one. Okay, now it should get copy. Copy version from inactive to active. Okay, copy. Now it should get copied. If you go back to MD63, and check for active and inactive version for whole period next year. Yeah, now it's copied. You can see here. Actually, when we are copying that indicator, I was missing it. Okay, which one? This one. S64. This indicator database. It's a simulation. I was doing it a simulation again, so it has to remove. I said my target version is active one. So what we did, we copied the plan from inactive version to active version by change quantities, whatever he had changed over there. Now, if you see here, we are here. Now we can go ahead with your real planning. You got this part, guys? We got little confused because initially that part was created for some other reason, so that was not copying it, but that's how it works. Now, before moving to pMRP, I just want to know if you have any kind of doubts here.
Sir, you have copied from inactive version to active version,
Active
right?
version,
What is
yes.
the transaction, sir?
Same transaction, MS64.
Oh, MS64.
The MS64 is the copying the plan from one version to other version. So you can copy from active to inactive, inactive to active. That is not a big deal. So there are two ways. That's what I initially told you. There was an initial plan on active version given by the sales department. I copied that plan to inactive version and did my analysis over here. Okay. And then I found, okay, because of there are some standard reasons or there are some standard capacity constraint that we cannot manufacture this material. That's what business has been decided. And then he created, that planner has created some different plan and different demand based on the capacity, available capacity. And he put it on a inactive version only. Then maybe there was a business decision whether we should go ahead with this plan. If yes, then we can easily copy it to your active version and go ahead with your real MRP. That's how actually long-term planning work.
Oh, understood.
When, yeah, and whatever actions or decisions taken by the planner is based on the report by MS04 and MCEC. Yeah, sorry, MCEC, yes. These are the main report, correct? Based on that, and something with CM38. I'll directly put now 38. Okay, so that
MS29 also plant level analysis, sir.
yes, that's fine anyway. There are so many transaction codes available, but in the back end, it's running the same algorithm. So that's what I shown you here. You can do it by CM01 also. Okay. Only you need to choose the correct.
In the class notes, right? Step-by-step procedure.
Yes. Yeah,
oh, thank you so much.
there.
Thank you.
So here you can go to the selection profile, and here you need to choose this one. That's it. Now you can choose your planning scenario 105 and go ahead. You'll get the correct analysis over here. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So MS04, I'll check here back what system has done. Now there is a plan and everything. Okay.